The invitation came in a simple white envelope with my name handwritten on the front. No return address.
No fancy calligraphy.
Just my name and my sister Lily's familiar scrawl. I knew what it was before I opened it. The annual Family Foundation Gala. The one event my family threw every year to celebrate their generosity and community impact. My name is Zunri. I'm the middle child of 3 sisters. Lila is the oldest. Married to a wealthy real estate developer, she sits on the foundation board. Lily is the youngest. Married to a venture capitalist, she's the face of the foundation, the one who gives speeches and poses for photos. And me? I'm the one who works behind the scenes. For 10 years, I've managed the foundation's finances. Quietly, efficiently, without thanks or recognition. I built the systems, tracked the donations, ensured every dollar went where it was supposed to. I did it because I believed in the mission, not because I expected praise. But praise never came. Not once. At every gala, I was seated in the back. At every dinner, I was introduced as Lily's sister if I was introduced at all. My contributions were invisible. I was invisible. This year, I told myself would be different. I arrived at the venue early, wearing a simple black dress I'd saved for months to buy. The ballroom was stunning. Chandeliers, white flowers, tables draped in silk. People mingled everywhere, laughing, networking, sipping champagne. I spotted Lily near the stage, surrounded by donors. She looked beautiful, as always, in a designer gown that probably cost more than my rent. When she saw me, her smile flickered. Zunri. She air-kissed my cheek. You're here. I'm here.
Great.
We're a little tight on seating this year. You'll be in the back row. Table 23. I blinked. The back row? It's the best I could do. You understand. Before I could respond, she was gone, swept away by another group of admirers. I found table 23. It was in the corner, near the kitchen doors, hidden behind a pillar. I sat down alone, surrounded by strangers who barely glanced my way. The dinner began. Speeches were made. Awards were given. Lily glowed on stage, thanking everyone except the one person who'd made it all possible. I told myself it didn't matter. I told myself I was used to it. Then the host stepped back to the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude, we have a special presentation. A surprise, actually. Would Zunri Vance please come to the stage? The room went silent. I froze. Every head turned toward table 23. I sat frozen, my heart pounding, unable to move. The woman next to me nudged my arm. That's you, right? I nodded, stood on shaking legs, and walked toward the stage. The walk felt endless. Every step echoed in the silence. When I reached the stage, the host smiled and extended a hand. Zunri Vance, thank you for being here tonight. I took the microphone, my hands trembling. I don't understand. What's happening? The host turned to the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 10 years, this foundation has grown from a small family charity to one of the most respected organizations in the state. We've raised millions. We've helped thousands. And none of it would have been possible without one person. I looked out at the crowd. Lily's face had gone pale. Lila was staring at her plate. That person, the host continued, is Zunri Vance. While others took the spotlight, she did the work. While others gave speeches, she balanced the books. While others received awards, she made sure every dollar was accounted for. The audience murmured. Tonight, we wanted to change that. Zunri, would you please look at the screen behind you? I turned. On the screen was a certificate. A huge donation. $5 million made anonymously. In my name. What is this? I whispered. The host smiled. That donation came from someone who wanted you to finally be recognized. Someone who's been watching. Someone who knows the truth. I looked at the screen, tears filling my eyes. Behind me, I heard a chair scrape. Lily stood up. This is ridiculous, she snapped. She's just an employee. She does what she's told. The room went quiet again. The host looked at Lily, then back at me. Actually, he said calmly, there's something else you should know. Zunri, would you like to tell them, or should I? I shook my head, confused. Tell them what? The host pulled a document from his jacket. This is the Foundation's legal charter, signed 10 years ago by your grandmother. It states that the Foundation's director, the person with final authority over all decisions, is not your sister, not your mother, not anyone on that stage. He handed me the paper. It's you. The room exploded into chaos. I stared at the document, my hands shaking. There it was, in black and white. My grandmother's signature. My name. I was the director. I'd always been the director. Lily stormed toward the stage, her face red with fury. That's impossible. That document is fake. She's lying. The host shook his head. It's been verified by 3 separate law firms. Your grandmother had it drawn up years ago. She wanted someone with integrity running things. Someone who actually cared about the mission, not just the spotlight. Lily turned to me. You planned this. You've been planning this for years. I looked at her, the sister who'd seated me in the back row, the sister who'd never once thanked me, the sister who'd spent 10 years taking credit for my work. I didn't plan anything, I said quietly. I didn't even know. But even as I said it, something shifted inside me, a quiet strength I'd never felt before. I turned to the audience. Hundreds of faces stared back at me. Donors, volunteers, community leaders. People who'd been coming to these galas for years, never knowing who really ran things. My sister asked me to sit in the back row tonight, I said. She's been asking me to sit in the back row for 10 years. And I did, because I believed in this foundation, because I believed in our family, because I thought that's what loyalty meant. I paused, looking at Lily, then at Lila, then at the document in my hands. But loyalty doesn't mean letting people erase you. Loyalty doesn't mean being invisible. And it doesn't mean staying quiet when the truth finally comes out. I looked at the host. Is that donation real? It's real. $5 million. The donor only asked one thing, that you finally be recognized. I nodded slowly. Then here's what's going to happen. Effective immediately, I'm restructuring the foundation. New board, new leadership, new priorities. Lily gasped. You can't do that. I can. According to this document, I have final authority, and I'm using it. I looked at the audience one more time. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your support. And thank you to whoever made that donation. You reminded me that I'm not invisible. None of us are. I stepped off the stage and walked out of the ballroom. Behind me, chaos erupted. Lily screaming, Lila crying, donors murmuring. But I didn't look back. The next few months were intense. Lawsuits, threats, family drama. Lily tried everything to stop me. So did Lila. So did my mother. But the document was ironclad. My grandmother had known exactly what she was doing. She'd seen the dynamics, the favoritism, the erasure. And she'd protected me. I restructured the foundation, hired a real team, expanded our reach, tripled our donations. The anonymous donor never came forward, but I have my suspicions. An old friend of my grandmother's who'd watched me work for years. Someone who believed in quiet integrity. Lily and I don't speak anymore. Lila sends Christmas cards. I throw them away, but sometimes late at night I think about that moment on stage. The silence, the shock, the shift. My sister told me to sit in the back row. Then the host stopped the event for me, and everything changed.
Not just for me.
For the foundation, for the community, for everyone who'd ever been told they didn't belong at the table. Sometimes the back row is just a starting point. Sometimes it's where the journey begins. And sometimes The people who try to hide you are the ones who make you visible. Forever.